SFBX. If you see it on your timeline, it is because everyone
It's because
is
somehow
talking
it
about
somehow got through your mute filter.
Yeah, I will say, I love Scott Fishbowl. As soon as Scott Fishbowl starts, the people that are mocking it and like they've started a whole Slack, not even like a Slack
the
chat, but like,
the 104 Discord is bopping at all times.
Yeah, they have a 108 because I'm the 8th pick. You guys are the 4th pick. And Mike, I had to mute my my Twitter channel because and I understand it.
That's a really negative thing to do.
That's literally a gathering of negativity, dude.
Peter, have you muted your Twitter channel? Anything to do with Scott Fishbowl?
You know what? Quite the contrary.
No, Peter, answer the
I'm going to tell you what I did. I followed every single person that has the 104 and I turned notifications on for all of their tweets.
No, you did not do that.
My phone is just like a slot machine of notifications. I can't get enough.
All right. So Scott Fishbowl, obviously based on the saint of the fantasy industry, Scott Fish, has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for charity through the official start of the fantasy football season. 1,400 teams in it this year. You can already sign up for next year's Scott Fishbowl. Go to scottfishbowl.com for that. But every year is different.
Tuttle? You hear those instructions how to get in?
We got to get Tuttle in next year, right?
To Scott Fish?
Tuttle, have you even thought about signing up for a Scott Fishbowl ever?
No, I saw the shirts. I think the Lego shirt I was thinking about buying, that's about the commitment I was
it's sold out.
To put in. Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Too
I've 3 of the past 4 years. I always think about the shirt after it sold out, but I got 2 from last year, so that's good.
I will say you guys aren't doing a great job of selling it by hearing that there's discords for draft positions. That's sounds like my nightmare personally.
But that you don't have to join them. But people are taking this so seriously that that they are already discussing game theory for the first couple rounds of the draft.
Tuttle, I think you're kind of not understanding the community aspect of these chats. For instance, Lauren and I are going to be renewing our vows, and a guy in the 104 chat is going to be my best man. And things just kind of move fast, and you make a lot of friends that you have for life. So I keep an open mind about it.
Yeah.
All right, and that's one of the reasons why I had to also get onto my my burner account is because the notifications from the tweets I'm getting from from our league and from the draft position stuff. So it's crazy.
What's the big target back in 108 land? I can't even imagine that conversation. You guys talking a lot of tight ends, I imagine.
I was telling Leone that I'm pretty sure the 108 is the stone worst of all of the draft spots. I think that would be the one that I would rank last of the 12.
It's in that no man's land territory.
Well, you miss Lamar and Mahomes, and then you miss the 5 workhorse running backs.
Yeah.
So you got to take.
I love the tight ends. I would be going Kelsey or Kittle from 108 if they're there.
Davis, explain since you have already written your column on Scott Fishbowl, explain the scoring settings for people that are listening.
So it's pretty interesting. These are the main wrinkles that make it different from a regular league. First is that you start 10 players, 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 4 flexes with 1 super flex, -4 points for an interception, -6 points for a pick 6. And then what really wrinkles it is that you get -1 for every sack, -1 for every incompletion, and 0.5 points for every completion. And then tight ends get a bonus 0.5 for reception and a bonus 0.5 for first down. So what the first down scoring does is Michael Thomas, Devontae Adams, Christian McCaffrey. Not only are these dudes getting insane amounts of receptions,
Derrick
but
Henry.
Yeah, I don't know if Derrick Henry meets this qualification, but the guys who get a ton of volume already, just that extra first down points, these dudes can just routinely throw up 35 points without scoring a touchdown. And there are bonuses for getting to 50 and 100 yards as well.
Yeah. So at the 4 spots, Is there like a consensus number 4? Or do you guys not want to tip your hand?
No, I mean, it's kind of all over the map.
Our chat has gotten into some really deep, like bimodal distribution conversations.
No, the funniest thing is everyone's pretty much on board, right? One of the top 2 quarterbacks, Saquon C-Mac. But then we got my guy, Shane Battier, coming in there being like,
Mike Thomas.
He goes, should we hold the 0 RB line? Shane Battier is one of the foremost 0 RB truthers. And he's like telling people he's willing to pass on Saquon and everybody in this chat. And everybody's just so triggered. And I'm loving it. It's really something to see.
Good for him. So do you have any tips for me at the 8 spot? Like, who would you pick at the 8 spot?
I told you.
You got to take Kelsey
or Kittle.
Or Dak or Kyler, I think, are both fine as well.
Blair Andrews wrote an article, and he showed if you started your draft with 5 tight ends, because it's possible to get them based on ADP, then versus just like the other ADP more spread out positionally. And the 5 tight end start was like 10 points projected higher than the regular start. Like the tight ends have huge excess value in this if you can hit the kind of target hog tight ends.
All right. ADP right now has Dalvin Cook as the 8th player off the board.
So Kelsey goes ahead of him because of that uncertainty. Man, what's going to be quite a scene for old Soccer David if he takes Dalvin and Dalvin ends up holding out.
I wouldn't take Dalvin. I would take Derrick Henry over Dalvin just for brand.
Hey, buddy, you'll be able to take Derrick Henry there if you want.
I know.
This is a live look at Kitchen when he finds out Dalvin Cook's holding out for the whole season after drafting him with his first pick in the Scott Fishbowl. I'm glad the t-shirt was sold out.
Well, see, last year I made the playoffs with a holdout running back, Zeke.
Okay.
So, you know how I did it?
Where did you draft?
On the waiver wire, Dave.
On the waiver wire.
That's where all the best teams are built.
That's right. Dak Prescott right now going ahead of Kelsey at number 9. Wow. QB3, Davis, for Dak Prescott?
That's where I have him ranked.
That's been a trendy move for analysts this offseason to have Dak up at QB3 now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But Russ Wilson then overtakes that spot if he gets Antonio Brown. Do you agree, Davis?
No.
Why not?
Is signing Antonio Brown magically going to turn them into a 60-40 pass run team?
Yes, of course.
I don't think so. I don't buy it.
If they sign Antonio Brown.
Of all teams, I have Seattle projected only behind Baltimore in terms of run pass split.
You gotta factor in big play.
I think you also have to factor in. I follow a lot of people on Seahawks Twitter, and they often say, let Russ cook. And if they listen to Seahawks Twitter, I think Russ might cook.
Yeah, if they let Russ cook, it's a whole new ball game.
You call those insiders.
That's right.
So Josh Gordon has applied for reinstatement. They could have these 4 receivers: Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, Flash Gordon, and Antonio Brown. You're telling me you're not going to put them as
what I'm telling you is that you better get ready for a heaping helping of Travis Homer. Look, dude, it's a way of life for them at this point.
All I hear when you list those 4 wide receivers is 2 grown ass men and 2 little slot wide receivers.
Sounds like a lot of targets to the tight end position to me.
Yeah, it sounds like Will Dissly season.
No, we got to get our Hollister season out. Tuttle needs those picks.
So coming back around at the 4 spot, have you already thought about 2nd and 3rd round, like what you want roster construction to be for Scott Fishbowl, Peter?
Yeah, I would like to get one of those quarterbacks, and then my dream start. I swear to God, if anyone in my league is listening to this, I would love to start Lamar. Mark Andrews would be my dream start.
That's a very good start.
That was my other question, is because of the whole tournament style, like how much are you wanting
if you don't
to stack?
You're not going to win. You won't. Like you are choosing to not have a tournament winning team if you're not stacking.
I agree. I agree with you there. Davis, what is your ideal roster construction?
I think I'm
And
going to try.
No worries, because Jacob Rickroad is not listening. Or
I think
not
I'm going
in
to
your
try
league
the Chiefs gambit. I think I'm going to attempt, if I'm able to get Mahomes at 104, I'm going to take Tyreek in the second round, Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the third round, and then of course get McColl in the 9th or 10th round.
And Tuttle, you?
No, I'm just gonna.
You're gonna
Open
mute
up the
and play
Discord.
League of Legends.
You could do a Titans onslaught if Henry falls to you. You could
do a
easily
Titans
get
onslaught really easily.
Yeah.
There may be the worst
yeah.
team. There may be the worst like good offense in this format though, because they're going to run like 400 plays all year long.
Yeah, I was looking at the Soccer Dave Eliminator League, and spot 8 is Devontae Adams, and that means I would have to get Aaron Rodgers possibly down the road, and I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Is there a league where you could trust the ADP less than the Soccer Dave
Eliminator
League? I want to know what gathering of people come out for that one.
Did you see my draft in the Soccer Dave Eliminator League?
You know, Dave, I didn't.
I actually missed that.
Is Britt Devine
Also,
in that
I've done these Eliminator leagues every year, and I'm still yet to understand like the core concept. So I am just throwing random darts every year.
One of the core concepts is like it's different from the Scott Fish Bowl because of team defense. But I think we talked about this a few weeks ago. So I actually took like 6 defenses out of my last 7 or 8 picks. Like it was Anthony McFarland, Tyrell Williams, and then the rest were just defenses. But in this draft, 17 teams, and every week the last team gets eliminated. So I got C-Mac, Baker, Daniel Jones, Ryan Tannehill, Stephon Diggs, Hooper, and then Keshawn Vaughn, Christian Kirk, and Jonnu Smith.
Wow,
that,
dude,
my friends, is a brand draft.
The thing I thought my first FFC eliminator this year, I thought it was completely positionless. And I was like, man, these quarterbacks keep falling. I started with 4 quarterbacks.
You can only start 2.
I learned that the hard way.
But no, I still do think like 3 to 4 is the optimal number for starters.
Just not starting with 4.
Yeah, I will definitely have some Titans exposure to in the Scott Fish Bowl draft. If someone takes that from me, I will legit be upset for sure.
Who's in your division that you know?
So
it's a few different guys. Go ahead, Davis.
Okay, to me, the most interesting wrinkle of all of this is the types of quarterbacks you want to be targeting for your second quarterback are actually radically different in this scoring than in every other Superflex league in existence. You know, in other Superflex leagues, you are really targeting for a guy who can break into that top 12 in weird game scripts. You know, Josh Allen, Daniel Jones. I think Cam Newton is a really good example of a guy who's a good target in Superflex leagues right now. Because of the points per incompletion and the points per sack taken, like Daniel Jones is going to have 6 weeks this year with like -5 or worse. So some of the 5 condom quarterbacks like Derek Carr, Jimmy Garoppolo, Kirk Cousins, even Aaron Rodgers really are legit targets in this format because they're just going to have so few weeks where they like actually crush you.